So this makeup is inspired by the new game We Happy Few, and although it's only in its alpha early access stage, the game already looks fantastic. To start off, I blocked out my brows by going over them with Pros-aide and powdering them down, and then I used the corrector colors from my NYX palette to cancel out the color of my brows, using the orange and yellow cream shades. With a white pencil, I mapped out the border of the face paint. For this specific makeup, I was referencing the promotional art as right here. In this, the edges on everything are a bit more angular and her lips are covered white, whereas in the game a lot of characters do actually have lip colors, so you can go for whichever one you like more. I based out my face with the jumbo pencil and then used the white cream color to better pack on the white before setting it with translucent powder. You could definitely set this with a white powder, but the advantage of the translucent is that you can kind of go along the edges and then just brush it away when you're done. For the eyes, I kept them really simple. I used an iridescent white as my base and then went over that with a silver pigment that I just packed on with a brush. I went over my waterline with white just to try and make them appear a bit larger, since the crazy eyes from my reference image appear to be very round. From there, I used a gel liner pencil to line underneath that and carry it up to curve around the sides of my eyes. With a black liquid liner, I then continued that curved shape and added a thick line above my lashes, as well as pointed the inner corners to connect the top and bottom. Taking a small amount of black eyeshadow, I extended that curve into my crease to try and make my eyes a bit rounder in appearance. Using a gray eyeshadow, I helped define the circle shapes around my eyes. This doesn't have to be too intense, as it's a pretty soft line in the game and you don't want it to appear heavy. From there, I took a taupe contour color and began defining shadowed areas along my face, keeping some of the heaviest shading to the left side like a cast shadow. For this, I really let my reference picture be my guide for where to add the color and start building up shadow around the mouth area to help with redefining the shape. To get deeper, cooler shading, I went back to the gray shadow and followed along a lot of the same areas, just creating stronger lines and better defined contours. I smiled a lot throughout this makeup just to help reinforce where the smile lines were, and then made them stand out by just shading underneath the curves. Again, for the lips, I went with white from the promo picture, but you can substitute a soft pink lipstick as well, since there are female characters in the game that have that. I used NYX White Lipstick to base out the lips, and then going back with the shadows, I created a much more geometric lip shape on top of my own. An optional step, since it won't show up as much in pictures, but is noticeable in person, is to use an iridescent highlight along the high points of the face. I went with one that has a slight green reflect, since I thought it better suited the look I was after. Then with a white gel liner, I helped different lines and shapes really pop by adding that stark white highlight. I added a bit of white under the eyes as well, since it helped with the crazy-eyed look I was going for. And then using NYX Lashes in Malevolent on top and trimmed down Corrupt lashes on the bottom, I finished up the eyes. To outline the face, I just used Wolf's Hydrocolor in black. The best way I can say to get smooth straight lines here is to just do them with confidence. It can be a little daunting, but the more you focused on painting straight lines, the harder it is to not shake or wobble off course. I added a tiny bit of extra shading around the edges, and then that was it.